Hello again. Well, it's Siwangi. Welcome to my channel. I am doing Capricorn's reading for the month of 2020, which is pretty much January, but trying to get the clarity that you guys need to recover and to go into this year. Starting with Capricorn, because Capricorn has a big traumatic shift going on, especially with Jupiter and Capricorn. So you're going to be really highlighted this year in your energy. So let's get into your reading, Capricorn. This is for January, but it's basically kind of a reading for January. So probably the first half is going to be for January, and then get more clarity on what's coming for the new year for you guys. I do want to keep in mind this is a general reading. It may not apply to all of you Capricorns, but if you have Capricorn in any of your birth chart placements, which you can always look that up on Astro Seeker or Cafe Astrology, and you can get a clear indication of what Capricorn affects you. So this is effective for any Capricorns or anyone that has this placement in their birth chart. So let's get into your reading. And use this and this for clarity. All right. You have the Queen of Cups, the Death card, Page of Pentacles, Two of Cups, King of Cups. You have the Four of Swords, the King of Wands, and the Page of Wands. Alright, I feel like for you Capricorns, there's a lot of filling with your energy. Just starting out, I feel like a lot of it has to do with your voice. A lot of it has to do with balance and harmony within your energy. And I'm feeling with the Queen of Cups as the first card, I feel like there needs to be a recognition when it comes to your voice, when it comes to your emotion. I feel like a lot of you may be feeling unbalanced, uncomfortable when it comes to how to speak clearly and from a place of clarity. You could have been feeling a lot of emotional imbalance, and especially we're starting into 2020 with your energy of Jupiter, and a lot of your transits you're going to be feeling maybe imbalance a little bit because you're not used to maybe the attention, you're not used to maybe feeling like you're on the spotlight of things. So I feel like that is coming into 2020 and feeling like you're on the spotlight, feeling like a lot of these transformations that maybe you've been feeling through the past few years, are ending, are coming into fruition, are coming into a new cycle when it comes to things that you're trying to create in your life, things when it comes to, true fulfillment, maybe in a partnership, and you getting the results that you want this year. And I feel like with Jupiter in your sign, it's going to highlight everything that you've been working hard for. And I feel like this is going to be a good year for you to create maybe the partnerships that you want, create maybe the business that you want, create the stability you want. But I feel like there's going to be a lot of work in order to get there. And you guys are pretty much hard workers as it is, but I feel like emotionally, maybe what you've been feeling stuck or feeling in some way that you're trying to recover from the past few years or so, a lot of it is going to be heightened where you're going to have to make choices. And I feel like a lot of us are going to have to make choices on, for the next few years, where do we want to go? Where is the direction? when it comes to business, or when it comes to finances, when it comes to our passion, what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. And I feel like in January, a lot of this, maybe endings to something to begin is falling out, whether it's about new opportunities, new ambitions, new relationships, when it comes to things that, like with the energy being on, a platform of some kind, being on display of some kind, can be very uncomfortable, I feel like, for Capricorns, because they're not used to, maybe getting the attention, like I said, from significant others, or feeling like in some way your privacy is being exposed. And I feel like, in January, it's about starting on the right foot and the right path of where you want things to go. So I feel like for the first part of January, it's about, starting fresh with a fresh perspective. And I feel like with Jupiter also in your sign, things are gonna gravitate you. Things are gonna, you're gonna formulate plans, whether it's about ending of something to begin something, whether it's a fresh perspective. I feel like a lot of new energy. Let's see if we can get more on what's coming for the new year. So I'm going to put these back in and shuffle it. Alright, Capricorn, let's continue. 5 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, 3 of Swords, King of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Let's do 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, so I got 12 cards out here for each month. What it emphasizes and stuff. It's a little bit different than what I'm usually doing. Alright, so this is January. We have the five of Pentacles. So it's not really reading it reverse or, up front or up right. It's about the energy. So I feel like ultimately, it's about the law of attraction. It's about things that you can stabilize for the month of January. Alright, for February, you have the 7 of Cups. So there's a lot of things I feel like that maybe have your attention. Maybe in some way you're finding a lot of options on things when it comes to things that you really want to create, that you really want to build for the next 2 months of January and February. So I feel like whatever comes in January, it's going to be building blocks to help you create maybe a future that you want. Maybe when it comes to relationships, material things, when it comes to the magic and the things you create, which I never really looked at this card as that, but I feel like it's about, I'm trying to think what it looks like. So that's like a castle, maybe the futuristic things that you want to create, the things that are nice and shiny, things that captivate you, things that create your empowerment and the life that you want to create. So I feel like a lot of it is stabilizing your options. I feel like a lot of options are going to come to you for the next 2 months on where you want to create and where you want to build. So you have in March the 3 of Swords. That could deal with a lot of heartbreak, that could deal with a lot of maybe, you have 3 swords, 3 decisions, 3 heartbreak. I'm not saying necessarily heartbreaks are coming in the month of March, I feel like maybe it has to do with, when it comes to your stability, when it comes to, building blocks for the future. I feel like this is so much like being of your decisions, like maybe torn between three directions, three three things that you need to pull together to make happen, or it could end in heartbreak. So I feel like in the month of March there could be decisions concerning maybe a love situation, maybe a heartbreak of a situation. Like maybe you're torn between the three. Like maybe you have three options, three people, three situations that you're going to have to consider. Um, Not necessarily ending, but like when it comes to your options, when it comes to your stability, I feel like in March it's going to help you understand, where do you want things to go. And so April, you have the Knight of Pentacles. So whenever I look at the Knight of Pentacles, I think of someone, or a man or woman, that has a lot of zeal, a lot of passion, a lot of ambitions. I just feel like you're going to look past maybe the conflicts within yourself, conflicts with decisions. And I feel like in March, or not March, April, it's a more about taking action. So I feel like it's kind of the building blocks. So we have, your stability. You're trying to build something. You're trying to discern between, what's good for you and what's not good for you. And then in April, it's coming to the place of fulfillment. It's coming to the realization that you have everything you need, whether it's completing yourself in some way, or in some way, validation within yourselves of, a situation or something that you're complete, you're whole. And that I feel like in April may bring in some, money, financial stability. But I feel like it's a building block to what's coming next. And so May, you have the Ace of Swords. So I feel like this is about you, transformation, and about coming into newness. So there could be something new transforming within you. It could be just you going through a transforming time in May when it comes to these other things before you. So I just feel like there's a lot of growth. There's a lot of, newness when it comes to yourself. So I feel like in May there's something indicating, growth and transformation. Alright, so June, you have the Ace of Swords. So you're pretty much creating more of that. And I feel like this is clarity coming in from the universe, clarity giving you something that may emphasize on growth and transformation, and is going to bring in clarity on what to move in next. And so you have the for July, you have the 10 of Wands. So maybe this is taking action, pushing forward on a decision that maybe in March you had to consider your options. And I feel like you're pushing through. You're determining to make something happen, whatever that is, a relationship, whether that's a decision you have to make. And then in September, you have the 10 of Pentacles. So maybe getting your wish fulfillment, maybe getting, um, celebrating maybe with family and friends about something that you are really proud of, your accomplishments, maybe getting out of this stuck energy, completing something. So I feel like the mid-year of July is going to be, completing something that you've been pushing forward. So it's about like, maybe the month prior, which is June, is a lot of building, a lot of pushing forward, a lot of maybe saving for something, whether it's a car, whether it's something that you have been putting the time and effort in. So I feel like with September, I said this was not June, July, So September, you're having your wish fulfillment of that. You're celebrating with maybe family and friends for all your accomplishments, all your hard work that you have been putting in. And then you have in October the Magician. So I feel like you're in a good place in October where you're manifesting things, you're creating things. You have the tools and the necessities that you need to create more wealth, abundance, freedom, stability, and filling. So I feel like October is going to be a good month for you. So October, November, you have the King of Swords. So coming from a place of truth, coming from a place of taking action and really standing in your power, I feel like. So I feel like it could be a power struggle, but I feel like it's more about in your element in some way, your power, and realizing that you've come to a place in your life of transformation. And I'm noticing the butterflies right here. So maybe I'm feeling like this is where you're going to have things come to you. This is your transformation of something that I feel like you're going to be in a good place. Maybe you're getting some I can't even think of the word. Not reconciliation. Maybe reconciliation. But, like, people are going to be proud of you, I feel like. Because there's, like, people right here. Like, 2 people. And maybe right here. So you're getting the can't even say it. Recognition for all the hard work and truth and clarity. And that is for November, I think. Yeah, October, November, and December. So you're moving forward to the last month um, of December 2020, taking full course, taking full action to move in something, in a direction. So I feel like, I'm feeling like this is going to be a great year for you. A lot of building blocks, a lot of hard work, which Capricorn usually is hard work anyways. So I just feel like each month is going to get you closer and closer to where you need to be, So I don't really feel like any difficulties. So it's like maybe just, going with the flow and creating and, investing into things that you want to create. So I really feel like 2020 is your year to really, come into newness, come into transformation. So I wish you guys the best. Bye bye.